hour in which this conjurer chooses to appear. Last spell I name it. Ill news is an ill guest.
Be silent. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. I have not passed through fire and death to bandy crooked words with a witless worm.
Stop. I told you to take the wizard's staff.
Aaron, cast down my staff before Pharaoh, that he may see the power of God.
In this you shall know that the Lord is God.
Ho, ha, guard, turn, parry, dodge, steal, ha, thrust!
What is a staff? The cheeky answer is a stick, but as even rookie adventurers can tell you, a proper mage's staff is a powerful tool even in the hands of a non-caster and worth a king's ransom. Let's start by comparing the staff to a similar magical tool, the wand. Both have some similarities, but they are very different. First, the DC of any spell cast by a wand assumes that the ability modifier is the minimum needed to cast the spell. That's why any wand that requires a save on behalf of its target is not really very good, because the DC will be very low and easily makeable, even by weak opponents. A staff, on the other hand, uses the ability score of the wielder. That's why a staff in the hands of the casting classes like wizard, sorcerer, bard, etc. is much more powerful than in the hands of a non-caster, although they can still use them. A wand has 50 charges and can't be recharged. A staff has 10 charges and can be recharged. You can recharge your staff at a rate of 1 charge per day. To do this, a spellcaster with at least one spell that the staff can cast on their list must forego either a spell prepared or spell known, equal to the highest level of the spell that the staff can cast. As an example, if you have a staff that can cast up to 4th level spells, to recharge it, you would have to forego one of your 4th level spell slots. Wands can cast spells of 4th level or lower. A staff can have a number of spells and they can be any level. Now that you know what a staff is, let's talk about how to use it. Using a staff uses the spell trigger action. This is a standard action that does not provoke attacks of opportunity. So even if you have an opponent right in your face, you can still give them a poke with your staff, magically speaking, and you won't provoke an attack of opportunity. If the spell that your staff has a longer casting time than one standard action, the staff will take longer to cast the spell. Finally, this one seems obvious, but you have to have the staff in hand to use it. Now let's talk about creating a staff. The first thing you're going to need is the Craft Staff feat, and you have to be caster level 11 in order to take this feat. So this is really a mid-game item. You can use a couple of different skill checks to create your staff. First off, there's Spellcraft. You can also use Craft Jewelry, Craft Sculpture, or Profession Woodcutter. Now let's talk about that all-important cost. Creating a staff requires you to spend 400 gold times the highest level spell times the caster level of that spell. Additionally, you will need to spend 300 gold times the spell level of the next highest spell times the caster level. Finally, you'll add 200 gold times spell level times caster level for any additional spells you would like to add to the staff. If you would like, you can place a spell into the staff at less than its normal price, but that increases the number of charges needed to cast the spell. After you've come up with the final price of adding the spell to the staff, you'll divide it by the number of charges needed to cast that spell. By the way, this does not change the order in which things are priced. Finally, the spell level for all of the spells in the staff has to be the same. And no staff, even one that has all low-level spells, can have a caster level lower than 8th level. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through an example staff. Let's call it the Staff of the Angelic Healer.
Did someone call a doctor?
This staff will be able to cast 4 spells. It'll be able to cast Cure Serious Wounds, Cure Moderate Wounds, Bless, and Divine Favor. This staff is being created by a cleric, and Cure Serious Wounds is a 3rd level spell on the cleric spell list. So the price of the first spell that our staff can cast will be 400 gold times 3, that's 1200 times 8, which is the minimum caster level, and it all comes out to 9,600 gold. The second ability added to the staff will be Cure Moderate Wounds, which is a 2nd level spell for the cleric, so that will be 300 times 2, so that's 600 gold, times caster level 8, that comes out to 4,800 gold. Our final 2 spells, Bless and Divine Favor, are both 1st level spells, so that will be 200 times 1 times 8, both coming out to 1,600 gold. Now, if you just wanted all of these to go off with 1 charge each, creating this staff will cost you 17,600 gold. Maybe you want to decrease that price just a little bit. You could make the 2 highest level abilities cost 2 charges each. That will take the 9,600 down to 4,800, and the 4,800 down to 2,400. So then your final cost would be 10,400 gold. But maybe you want to drop that even more. You could make Cure Serious consume 3 charges from the staff. Then you would bring it down to 3,200 gold. And you would bring the final cost of the staff down to 8,800 gold. It's all up to you and what you want. Now, let's move on to some of the specific staffs you can encounter in your adventures in the land of Pathfinder. This is by no means a complete list. I'm mentioning them because they offer cool additional abilities on top of the spells that they cast, or they're just really economical and easy to get a hold of. First off, Dragon Staff. This guy's pricey at 81,000 gold, 40,500 to craft. But with it, you can expend 1 charge to fly, 1 charge for protection from energy, 2 charges for Dragon's Breath, and 4 charges for Form of the Dragon 2. In addition, the wielder of the Dragon Staff gets a +2 natural armor bonus to AC, and you can make a bite attack as a primary natural weapon. The bite deals 1d8 points of damage. That is if you're medium, and not small size category. Next up, we have a great bard item, the Musical Staff. This will cost you 32,000 gold, 16,000 gold to craft. With the Musical Staff, you can expend 1 charge for Ghost Sound, 1 charge for Piercing Shriek, 2 charges for Sculpt Sound, and 2 charges for Wall of Sound. In addition, as a swift action, the wielder of the Musical Staff can transform it into a string or wind instrument. Any perform check made with the Musical Staff gains a +5 competency bonus, and the staff can still be used to cast spells when in instrument form. So this is really great to have with your bardic performance. Next up, a similar bard-themed item, the Staff of Accompaniment. This will cost you 14,800 gold or 7,400 gold to craft. The Staff of Accompaniment can be used to cast Chord of Shards for 1 charge, Saving Final for 1 charge, and Allegro for 2 charges. Also, when held and used with bardic performance, you get a +2 competency bonus on perform checks. Next, Staff of Aspects. The Staff of Aspects will cost 37,600 gold, or 19,100 gold to craft. You can expend 1 charge to cast Aspect of the Bear, 1 charge for Aspect of the Falcon, 2 charges for Aspect of the Stag, and 3 charges for Aspect of the Wolf. In addition, the Staff of Aspects can be used as a +1/+1 quarterstaff. Now we have a nasty little item, the Staff of Curses. This will cost you 43,500 gold, or 22,050 gold to craft. You can expend 1 charge for Blindness or Deafness, 1 charge for Ill Omen, 2 charges for Baleful Polymorph, and 2 charges for Bestow Curse. The staff can act as a +1/+1 quarterstaff, and whenever you strike a creature with the staff, you may expend 1 charge, and the creature will become cursed for a number of rounds equal to the remaining charges in the staff. When the curse is present, the cursed target takes a -2 penalty on will saves against spells that the staff casts. They also take a -2 penalty to AC against attacks made with the staff. I would really recommend this one for a really nasty oracle. Someone who can actually make good use of it in combat and use the spells. Next item, Staff of Dark Flame. The Staff of Dark Flame costs 47,000 gold, or 27,133 gold to craft. For 1 charge, you can cast False Life. For 1 charge, you can cast Ray of Enfeeblement. For 1 charge, you can cast Scorching Ray. For 2 charges, you can cast Fireball. And for 3 charges, you can cast Animate Dead. Additionally, the Staff of Dark Flame acts as a +1 flaming quarterstaff. It only acts as a +1 because only one end of the staff has the enhancement. Next, we have a very economical item, the Staff of Fire. This will cost 18,950 gold, or 9,475 gold to craft. With it, you can cast Burning Hands for 1 charge, Fireball for 2 charges, or Wall of Fire for 3 charges. This is a recommendation for many parties because it's not expensive, comparatively speaking, and it's potentially very useful, giving you both offensive, defensive, and anti-swarm options. Another dark and sinister option is the Staff of Hungry Shadow. This is an expensive one at 69,300 gold, or 34,650 gold to craft. With the Staff of Hungry Shadows, you can cast Darkness for 1 charge, Ray of Enfeeblement for 1 charge, Vampiric Touch for 1 charge, Enervation for 2 charges. Summon Shadow, this functions as Summon Monster 5, but summons 1 Shadow, 2 charges. Or finally, an ability not normally available to players, Call Devourer. They are a very, very nasty form of undead who actually have very high intelligence and knowledge scores. Another cheap and very useful staff is the Staff of Minor Arcana. This will cost you 8,000 gold, or 4,000 gold if you would like to make it yourself. You can use your Staff of Minor Arcana to cast Shield for 1 charge, or Magic Missile for 2 charges. The staff is at 8th caster level, so you're going to get 4 magic missiles out of it. Having the shield spell is never bad, and magic missile can be effective against things not normally damageable, and it's an auto hit. So I think you can't go wrong with this one. Additionally, it's a great reward for DMs to throw at fairly low-level parties. They'll feel really impressed, and it'll be really great for them. Next, we have the Staff of Mithril Might. This will cost you 58,000 gold, or 29,300 gold to create. The Staff of Mithril Might can be used to cast Bull Strength 1 charge, Enlarge Person 1 charge, Telekinesis 3 charges, and Flesh to Stone 4 charges. Additionally, the staff can be used as a +2/+2 quarterstaff, and it grants the bearer a +2 enhancement bonus to intelligence whenever they possess it. Staff of the Avenger. This is an awesome one for paladins. This will cost 37,310 gold to buy, or 18,810 to create. Using the Staff of the Avenger, you can cast Bless Weapon, 1 charge. You can only cast it on the staff. Shield Other, 1 charge. Discern Lies, 2 charges. Or Holy Sword, 4 charges, staff only. Finally, as a swift action, you can transform the staff into a +2 lance, although it does retain its other abilities in lance form. Staff of the Master. The Staff of the Master will cost you 30,000 gold, or 15,300 gold to create. The Staff of the Master can cast Ray of Enfeeblement 1 charge, Spectral Hand 1 charge, Vampiric Touch 2 charges. In addition, the staff can be used to cast spells using any meta-magic feat known to the wielder without increasing the spell level. This consumes a number of charges equal to the number of spell levels increased using the feat. Next, Staff of the Traveler. This will cost you 54,400 gold, or 27,200 gold to create. The Staff of the Traveler can be used to cast Dimension Door, 1 charge, Fly, 1 charge, Teleport, 2 charges. In addition, the wielder of the Staff of the Traveler gets a +10 bonus on their movement speed. So for medium category creatures, that will take you from 30 to 40, and smalls, it will take you from 20 to 30. Finally, there's the Staff of Tricks. The Staff of Tricks is a cheap one at 8,800 gold to buy, or 4,400 gold to create. You can use it to cast Ghost Sound, 1 charge, Mage Hand, 1 charge, Prestidigitation, 1 charge, and Silent Image, 2 charges. This is another fun one for bards, just because it really gives you something to play with and something to use your imagination. Finally, I wanted to talk about staffs from other games, and maybe that'll give you some ideas for how to RP or maybe how to present a particular staff to your players if you're the DM. First, in Dragon Age Inquisition, they did something kind of cool with their mages and how they used their staffs, where they actually had like a blade on the end of it, which made it almost kind of a polearm weapon that they could then use for spellcasting. It's kind of a neat idea. Next up, there are the force weapons in the Warhammer 40k universe. These are basically channels for psychers to use to focus their power. I think it really gives you a good idea of what the staff is supposed to do and how it kind of acts in the hands of the wielder. There's one in particular that I really like called the Black Staff of Ahriman. It's both one of the most powerful staffs in the Warhammer 40k universe, and it also has a really interesting creation story. The staff was created by the Thousand Sons arch-sorcerer Ahriman. It was created from his original Hecastaff, which was his force weapon, that was destroyed during the burning of his home Prospero. And at a later date, he brought together all kinds of evil artifacts, like demon horns, and skulls, and corrupted Eldar Farseer spears, along with his original staff, and he combined them using a dark ritual that sent this psychic shriek of its creation throughout the Immaterium. So just really kind of a cool backstory. Like, if the party comes across something like a Staff of Hungry Shadows, you can give it sort of a similar detailed backstory about how all these different elements came together to create it. I hope you found this explanation of how staffs work in Pathfinder useful, and if you're interested in more class analysis and strategy guides for Pathfinder, check out D6 Damage right here on YouTube. Thank you for watching.